Hey everyone, what's up? It's Finch here, and today we're going to be making a special video on how to navigate the Smogon forums. Now, first off, I want to say that you do not need a Smogon forums account to necessarily navigate the forums. If you're just a random person and you happen to want to see things on the forums, then you're in luck. You can definitely navigate the forums, but there are only going to be really two specific parts of the forums that you guys are going to need, especially for the more casual of you. If you guys want to get involved with the community, there's a lot of different stuff down here. You could sign up for tutoring if you have an account, or you could post your teams to get them rated by team raters. In addition, you can contribute to the Smogon decks, which is all the analysis you see, which we'll get into in a bit, or you could post in more social forums here. And there's plenty of other stuff all over the forums you can go through here, but we're not going to be discussing this. We're going to be more discussing the parts that pertain to this channel. So there is a sub-forum, or well, a forum called Competitive Play, as you see here. I just clicked on it, but you don't even need to click on it. What you want to do is type in your search bar, smogon.com/forums, and then enter. And you should be on a website that looks roughly like this. Maybe it looks a little different because you probably don't have some, for example, all these are probably red, if I had to ask. Not red, I mean, if you have to ask, because you don't read all these threads that I read, maybe, for example. So yeah, but regardless, you're going to see roughly the same thing that I do right now. So maybe you're asking, okay, how do I see what Pokemon people are talking about in OU? Or how do I see what Pokemon people are using in OU and discussion about OU? So you're going to want to go ahead and look in the top left corner of the screen, and you'll see overused here. Or let's say you want to discuss monotype. Monotype is here too. And there are tons of different, what we call sub-forums, to go ahead and discuss that. And there's a ton of stuff going on there. So I'm going to use the OU sub-forum as an example, and then I'm going to go thread one lower tier forum as well, just to show you guys what's going on, and hopefully this can help you navigate. Because a lot of you guys have been telling me that you just go Google search and you search Smogon OU and you just click on the threads, and in reality that can help you. It can lead you in the right direction, but at the same time, it doesn't necessarily, I'm getting some guy spamming me in PMs right now, it doesn't necessarily tell you everything you need to know. It doesn't necessarily tell you enough. So here, we're going to go ahead and click Overused here. So you see, you're on smogon.com/forums, and you see Smogon Metagames under Competitive Play, and you click Overused. And now I know this sounds like a mouthful, and I know this can be confusing, but I promise you it's this simple. You click on Overused, and then you scroll down just a wee bit here, and you'll see that there's a ton of stuff involving OU. So let's go through the major threads. There is the Metagame Discussion. What's the Metagame Discussion thread? It's that simple. It's just discussing the OU metagames. So there are 24 pages worth of posts on stuff in OU. You can see reactions to some of the bans. You can see what people think of the metagame right now. Let's go to the most recent page. And we see my friend Jordy, a longtime contributor, a great moderator. He's discussing some Pokemon that can abuse Future Sight. So let's say you've used Future Sight plus Teleport on Slowbro or Slowking. What Pokemon can help abuse these? Well, let's look. I guess Zygarde is one of them. That's cool. Oh, Pheromosa, that's another one, and it's got a couple cool sets that could do so well. Melmetal, wow, that's great. Urshifu too? Yup. And even Cinderace. So, look, Jordy has outlined this post, and if you have a forum account and you really enjoyed what he posted, you could go ahead and hit the like button, or if you don't like it, and maybe you think, oh, this is a bad post, hit the angry button. Now, personally, I really like this post. I'm going to hit the love button. But that's up to you, and if you don't have a forum account, you can't react, but you don't need to react. You can read the post. It's just kind of like reading an article on a topic you like. Like, for example, I love watching baseball, American baseball. For those of you that don't know American, it's a national pastime. You know, it's a really cool sport in my eyes, and a lot of people find it boring. So maybe you guys wouldn't read an article on baseball. That's entirely fine, but personally, I would. If you guys like baseball or like OU, and you want to pick OU, then, you know, this is the place to go, if that makes sense. Like, this is kind of where all that information, all that content is. It's a hub of OU resources, if you will. Now, let's say you don't want to read people discussing the metagame, you just want to see something that could help you with team building. Well, then my best bet would be Viability Rankings, or now Viability List. Since the metagame is so new, we aren't yet ready to rank the Pokemon, but here's a list of all the Pokemon viable. And I've referred to this thread numerous times now, but just to go over the gist of it, I'm going to read the description. We're not yet ready for a fully fledged Viability Rankings, but the demand for a Viability List that people can use as a threat list to weigh in team building options is large. So therefore, I decided to help make this alongside some others. I came up with the initial idea earlier this generation, and basically, if there were to be a list of all the Pokemon that you would see on good OU teams, this would be the list. So everything from fringe options like Suicide Lead Azelf to really good Pokemon like Landorus T and Pheromosa is listed here. All the new Pokemon are listed at the front, and all of the old Pokemon are listed in the back. And as you can see, it's just a full list going on those, and I also updated it a couple of times when things got banned. So yeah, as you can see, it's a pretty comprehensive list. No descriptions yet, no rankings yet, but rankings are going to be added soon. We're going to make an update for that in the next week or two. Okay, that's great, but let's say I want to see what's going on in something else. Let's say I want to see I don't know, what the council's reasoning was for banning Landorus, and there's a thread on that too. You see there's a whole 4 or 5 paragraph message, and they explained it all here. I'm not going to go into specific details there, but you guys can go ahead and check this. There's also a video for that in my channel. But yeah, okay, let's go back to the OU form real quick. What if I have an account? I just made a Smogon account, which is a very simple process. You just need an email, by the way. And I have a real simple question about the metagame. Something that I don't know the answer to. Like, oh, what should I use on my Toxapex? Or what counters Clefable? Or what counters Zygarde? I can go ahead and open this thread called the Simple Question, Simple Answers thread. Now, let's say, let's go to a simple question. For example, Lenorm, who seems to be a nice user, really cute avatar, earlier yesterday actually rather, asked what Hydreigon says are doing well since the DLC. So first off, that's a really cool question because Hydreigon's a badass Pokemon. So I answered him. Some people have been using it as more of a utility role due to checking Spectre and Heatran, which is true. So here's an example set. This is a spread that my friend BKC used. Since it doesn't have a Dragon move or Draco Meteor, you actually want to run 248. Because it doesn't really matter anyway. You can run 252 and just drop out a special attack, but this gives you a really specific role in Tran, and there's also things like Urshifu that are right below Hydreigon, so it's kind of like every single EV matters, if that makes sense. But yeah, no, so of course Nasty Plot sets work as well, but that's just a sample set. So yeah. If you want to know what Pokemon run, of course you could also check the Dex though. And you could use this thread to ask anything like that, or any of the question. Dex isn't always updated, but the Dex is going to be your best friend if you're a new player. Why? You click on Sword and Shield here, and you see a list of every single Pokemon, all the way from Abomasnow way down. Oh my god, we're going so quickly. Oh, all the way down from Abomasnow to Zygarde. Everything. And some of them don't have analysis because you don't see them in many tiers, but let's say it's something that's pretty damn good in OU. Let's say it's Volcarona, for example. You could click on Volcarona, and yeah, it's UU right now because it's just, but let's say you want to see what it uses in OU. Well, here you go. It runs a bulky Quiver Dance or an offensive Quiver Dance set, and here are some sample sets for it. I think it's pretty cool that you could find this, and then you can find descriptions, and if you want to just put it on your team immediately, you can click export, and you can just copy paste right here, and boom, I have a defensive Volcarona on my team, or boom, I have an offensive Volcarona on my team, and it's that simple. It's really the touch of 3 or 4 buttons, and you have all of this at your fingertips, all of these resources, all of these explanations, and so much more. And the fact that it matters is that a whole network of hard-working people who care about Smogon, who care about OU, are willing to help you guys get better at the game. And I don't want these resources to go to waste. I want everyone to learn about the tier and have fun playing it and find different ways to beat stall teams, because I know you guys want to do that for sure. So yeah, one other thing I want to discuss about this is there's also a sample teams thread, which I happen to update. It's not super up to date right now. We're going to actually update it once we get more bans, or actually maybe even this weekend. But yeah, no, so that's going to be cool as well. And if you make a Smogon account, you also have, stuff like, reactions you see if you post them, then people react to your posts, or, you can change your signature, who you're following or ignoring in the forums. You could log out if you don't want to use your account, whatever it might be. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff there. But let's say you're not interested in OU. Like, okay, there are a lot of other metagames. Let's say I want to play NU, which is another tier that I'm super fond of. And of course, the same logic for NU applies to RU, underused, PU, etc. Let's say I want to play NU. First off, if you want to join Discord live chat for NU, you can just click it right up here. There are over 1,000 people in Discord. It's a pretty poppin' place. Love the NU community. But okay, let's see you want to read what people have to say about the current metagame. Well, first off, there is a thread explaining everything that NU gained recently and everything that NU lost recently. And it's a really good graphic that Rose has made. But okay, let's say you want to get super up to date with the metagame. There are people posting their thoughts on everything that we gained. Like this post, for example, Melons and Soda, explaining some things that might be problematic in the metagame. Some Pokemon that are going to be really good in the metagame, and so on and so forth. Okay, same with my guy Rabia, who's a current moderator and council member in NU as well. Some really great posts by Annabelle as well. All really informed posters. However, let's say you want to get more up to date. You notice on November 1st, NU actually banned some Pokemon. That's right, Kingdra, Zygarde 10%, and Tyrantrum were all banned from the ever used tier. And here are explanations for why. It's a really informative and thorough post by the tier leader eternally. Really good friend of mine as well. Okay, so now what do people think about the current metagame? People are discussing new Pokemon that are trendy, like Choice Banded Aggron. Okay. Orovale Hail Team's really cool. Yeah, I agree. Robbie left his thought, Mary Annabelle left her thoughts, Katie left her thoughts as well, etc. So many in-depth posts, and you could go through all this stuff, and it gives you a great perspective on what's good in the metagame. But okay, let's say they want to play in the metagame. Well, there's this tournament called NU Crown Tundra signups, where you could sign up, and it's basically the first ever SSNU tournament. So let's say I want to join this tournament for the fun of it. Well, okay, I could go ahead and join and post in. Now, personally, I'm not going to be doing that right now, but maybe I'll do it another time. I'll have to wait and see. But yeah, no, you just press in, you press post reply, and just like all these people will be entered into that tournament. And that applies to tournaments and other subforms as well. In fact, I think that's about all I have to show you for the new metagame, but much like OU, there are different projects. For example, people build teams and they compete and vote who the best team is in this thread, or they discuss different team types and team cores there. The next best thing, like kind of innovative sets posted here, and even discussion of tournaments. But speaking of tournaments, let's say you only really care about joining the forums for the sake of playing tournaments, and you are in luck. There are so many tournaments. Of course, there's a whole spectrum of official tournaments, which are super important. And some of them are team tournaments, so you have to be really a known player to get picked in those team tournaments. However, you might be like, damn, I don't know, how am I going to become a known player? Worry not, guys. There are individual tournaments as well. For example, there's the official Smogon tournament, which should be in January or February, I believe. I think January usually it starts, and what happens is you sign up, and then you're entered into a best of 3 OU tournament, and it's the biggest tournament, and it pays out some money at the end, and it's really cool, and it's always with some of the best players signing up. Okay, let's say I'm more of a ladder player, though. I don't love like the official tournament setting. I kind of want to ease into it. Then the ladder tournament for you, the official ladder tournament. Unfortunately, this happens over the summer, so you're gonna have to wait some time for it. But it's good to know about it now, and I'll be sure to cover that in my channel when it comes around in summertime. Okay, these are some great options, but maybe I don't love playing OU as much. Maybe I want to play other formats as well. Well, you're in luck. If you want to play past generations like SM and Oras as well as OU, then you could join Smogon Tour, which unfortunately the season's wrapping up now, but there'll be another season in 6 months. That's how it goes. There are 2 seasons every year, but okay. I'm still kind of on the fence about that. Maybe I want to play even older generations. Well, then the Smogon Classics for you. It starts in the springtime, and it has generations 1 through 5 all involved. It's pretty cool if you ask me. There are individual join tournaments for each of them, so I could type in for Black White Cup, DPP Cup, RBY Cup, GSC Cup, ADV Cup, etc. All 5 of those generations. You could find them here in the Smogon Classic subforum. And again, all of these are under competitive play in tournaments on the Smogon forums as well. Now, let's say I want to play lower tiers. Worry not. Over the summer, there's a tournament called Smogon Grand Slam, which has UU, LC, RU, NU, PU, all those bad boys in it. It's super fun. You could join those tournaments, and a lot of great things happen. So yeah, I actually hosted the NU Open in this, and the Black White Cup in the Classics, yeah. And if you want to look at the team tournaments as well, say Smogon Snake Draft or Smogon Premier League or the World Cup of Pokemon, you could look through those as well. And then, if you want to join tournaments and things like OU, UU, NU, RU, but there aren't super official hardcore tournaments, tryhard tournaments, beginner tournaments, then worry not. There's also this lovely subforum called Smogon Metagame Circuits. And I know that language has to be confusing to you guys. Smogon Metagame Circuits? What's a circuit? Whoa, I barely know what Smogon is. What the hell is a circuit? Well, basically a circuit is every single individual metagame. Let's say OU, for example, is going to have their own specific tournaments, and people who do well in those tournaments can qualify for playoffs, and then playoffs determines the best OU player of the year. They win a little ribbon by their post bit. And it's mostly for fun. It's not like super duper competitive, but it's casual. It's where a lot of people get their beginning. So, for example, let's look at OU right now. There have been OU seasonals. So every season there's another big OU individual tournament. It's double elimination, so if you lose one, then no big deal. Or there was a spring seasonal. There was a tournament after Smogon Tour, so it was 3 generations of OU. It's a lot of really cool stuff, and my guy TPP hosts all of these. Such an MVP. This guy puts in all the work contributing. Oh my goodness. So big shout out to TPP. But yeah, anyway, so that's still a rundown of tournaments. So now I've introduced you to the forums, and you guys know where to go. You can join tournaments if you want. You could post if you want. You could just lurk and see what's going on. Ban posts will all be on the forums. Posts explaining why things are getting better or worse in metagames will all be on the forums, and so much more. Now, before I go, I want to say I know some of this might be confusing to you guys. I know I just threw a lot of information at you guys, and some of it might go over your heads, or some of it might just be like a little too much to understand right now. And rest assured, when I was new, I felt the same way. I didn't know where anything was. It was such a mess. And I'm not saying the forums are a mess. The forums are actually pretty organized, but it's such a mess to someone who's new and intimidated and just wants to look at something specific. So if you guys have any specific questions about where things are, what to do, how to access things that you're looking for, let me know in the comments. I will one by one answer every single reasonable question thrown my way about navigating the Smogon forums. I'd be glad to help you guys. You can also find me on Discord or on PS or on Twitter. You can check out my Twitter and Discord. The links will be in the description. P.S. I'm just on as Finchinator or Horse Girl 9000 from Laddering. So don't PM me on Horse Girl. When I'm on Finchinator, sure. And speaking of the Horse Girl, I'm going to try and bring you guys a Road to the Top today as well. Been using Zarude and Zygarde and some other... maybe. I don't know. No spoilers. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, a lot of fun stuff going on right now. But I really want to get this video out on how to navigate the Smogon forum. So let me know if this video helped you guys. Let me know if you have any questions that I can help you with further, because I want to point you guys in the right directions. And if you guys want to help me out, Join Smogon and post your opinion in the OU and NU threads. Guys, I love these tiers, and I really want to hear what you guys have to say. And sometimes I can't field all the responses and comments, but I want to hear what you guys have to say. And personally, as someone who's involved with bands and stuff on council, I love hearing what people have to say. I read this thread every single day. I sit down, I go out of my way to read the metagame discussion. And eventually, when the Viability Rankings open, them too. And it's really cool seeing the metagame unfold in front of our eyes. I think it really gives a full experience. And of course, if you're more of a very casual hobbyist, then maybe this is not for you. Maybe you just want to flick around your favorite Pokemon and use them, and that's totally cool too. Don't worry, guys. We'll get that on the channel as well. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day. All right, guys. Peace out. Bye-bye. Check out my Twitter. Check out my Discord, and have a great day. Peace.